Hey guys, now in this video as requested we're going to take a closer look at the DJ Serato Intro software running on the Mixtrack Pro. Check the link in the description to download the Serato DJ Intro software that'll work with the Mixtrack Pro. It also works with the Mix Deck, I believe, and some other Numark controllers. But for this video, as requested, we're going to have a look at the Mixtrack Pro in more detail running with the software. So starting off with our central mix console, things are just as normal really. We've got all our EQ controls, our cue controls, our browsing controls, load songs into different decks, back buttons, you know, all the standard stuff of volume controls. They all work just as normal. Moving on now to our actual track controls, there's some slight differences. Cue and play buttons, they're as normal. Sync button, that's normal, but in Serato software the stutter button doesn't work. That's right, we don't have the stutter button mapped in the software, and unfortunately due to the way this software works we can't map it to the software. So this button is kind of a bit redundant. So jog wheels here, scratch control, key lock, pitch control, but more differences coming up here when we get into kind of our effects and loops bank and stuff. So let's take a closer look at that. So now taking a closer look up here at our hot cues, our effects and our loops. Starting off with the loops here. Now, unlike in the virtual DJ software, I'm not sure about Traktor, but the auto loop function doesn't work. So again, like the stutter button, this manual auto button is redundant. But we can set a loop very easily. In, out. It's a bit of a bad loop. So at the end you can hear I've kind of messed up the end a little bit. So what we can do is we can go in and edit that loop. Select the out point we want to edit, and then we can move the jog wheel, and you can see in the software what it does, it adjusts the out point of the loop on the fly. Do the same with the in point. There we go, we've now adjusted our loop, and then to exit the loop, just hit the reloop button. And then you can jump straight back into the loop from anywhere in the track, just by pressing the reloop button. Up here to our hot cues. These work differently to the hot cues for Virtual DJ. Now in Virtual DJ you can just press them, and it just starts off playing from that point in the track, but not on this one, not with Serato. It basically acts, well, like the cue button. Yeah, I know, cue point, cue button, it's all very similar, but you'll see if we hold down the button, it's playing it like it's a cue point. So if the track's playing and we press them though, it'll jump to the point in the track like a normal cue point. So to delete the hotkeys is really easy, just hold the delete button and select the hotkeys you want to delete, and again to set new ones, find the point in the track you want, press the buttons, that selects them. And also you'll notice the hotkeys are all colour coded. We've got red, a yellowy colour and blue. Now let's take a look at the effects we get on this unit. So let's start off just playing this track. Now this first dial here, this selects our effects. You can see us scrolling through on the effects section. Now this unit can actually run 3 effects at once, but we only have control of one of the effects. So let's select, starting off with flanger. So this controls the parameter of the effect, and the final dial controls the beat multiplier of the effect. So let's set it to 1/4. We can also, if we want to set the beat multiplier manually, we can just tap the button and set the BPM ourselves. To reset it back to auto, just hold it down, it goes back to the tempo of the deck. So let's have a go. Turn up the flanger. Also got an effect called phaser. And got echo. Quite difficult to hear this one. We got reverb. Also got a high pass filter. and a low pass filter. So those are all the effects in the Serato software. So now let's take a closer look at the actual software here. It's very well laid out, very similar to Virtual DJ Intro. So we've got our library down here. You can select your iTunes library in there. You've also got crates, which you can create, pressing down there, which creates a crate with 2 songs in. Then here we have our options of viewing our effects for each side. So we've got 3 effects on each side and the beat multiplier for the effects. Then we've got our sample section here. Now you can drag in samples, just quickly press play, run them. You can't run them through the controller, and unfortunately there's no actual easy to access volume control on these, I don't believe. So it's really useful just to drop in sounds in the mix. So after samples we go up to our top section here. Now we've got 2 different views. We've got the ones with the tracks kind of sliding across the screen, or we've got ones where they go up the screen, up and down the screen. I personally prefer this kind of look here. So we've got our 2 kind of symbolising our platters here. You can drag tracks onto here to load the track up. We've got our waveform analysis up here, BPM, lots of information about the track, the title, the artist, that kind of thing. Got our controls here for continue and single playback, and to turn the key lock on and off, which we can do from the controller on this unit, as you can see there. So that's pretty much it. We can go into setup here. We've got different things we can set up. We can set up our USB latency. These controls are actually all on the mixer. You've got the fader curve there, and that's pretty much it. We've got a little CPU diagram up here. I believe that's the CPU. It's currently running quite high because I'm running the screen capture software at the same time as doing this video. Got a help button here which will show you lots of shortcuts to do stuff in the software, and that's pretty much it. That is all that there is in this software. So I hope you found this video helpful. I really like the software. I'm going to start moving across from Virtual DJ into Serato because I much prefer it. Unfortunately, this isn't kind of the full version of Serato. It's kind of only a limited edition version, so some of the features are missing. It's not very customizable. Also, I found that the looping isn't that accurate. One thing that is much more accurate in Virtual DJ though is the platters. They have a much better latency if you're going to be doing scratching than Virtual DJ. I can't talk for Traktor though. So, oops, help button turned on still. So there you go, that is Serato DJ Intro running on the Numark Mixtrack Pro. Hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.